Alright, students, we continue. We are doing trigonometry. Looking at reduction formulae. In our last lesson, we established that in quadrant 1, all trig ratios are positive. Quadrant 2, the sign is positive, cos and tan are negative. Quadrant 3, tan is positive. Quadrant 4, cos is positive. We also remember that it is 0 degrees, this is 90 degrees, 180 degrees. Coming back here, 360. We ignore 270. I don't want to see 270 in any of your work, anywhere. Please, no 270. No 270. We don't want to see 270. Can I write it down here? No 270. No. We don't want to see 270 in any of your answers, please. All right. Now, we in quadrant 1, that's where you have your acute angles. Your any number, any angle less than 90 can have your 10 degrees in here, your 20 degrees, your 30 degrees, your 70 degrees, your 89 degrees, as long as they are less than 90. Quadrant 2, you have your angles that are greater than 90 but less than 180. So you have your 150s here, your 110, your 115, your 135. They will all be this side. And then in quadrant number 3, that's where you have all your angles greater than 180 but less than 270. Your 220 is, your 210 is here, your 225 is here, your, you see everything, all angles that are greater than 180. Quadrant 4, you have your angles less than 360 but more than 270, so your 330 will be here, your 315 will be here, your 300 will be here, just like that. So but I want to do something here. So a good example of these things, you will see when I work with them why I chose these numbers. A good example here of the numbers that are here is your 150 degrees, your 150 degrees, yes. Your 135 degrees is here, your 120, what else is there? Your 120 will be here. But now I will show you how it works. All right. Now, the other thing we learned again is that this side, it's 180 degrees minus this quadrant 3, 180 degrees plus, then 360 degrees minus. How are we going to use that? Now, what I want you to know, when we are reducing, what are we doing when we're reducing? We are making big angles, changing them to acute angles. Acute angles are angles that are less than 90 degrees. But for now, we are going to use only 3 angles, our special angles. We are going to use these 3 special angles. We are going to use 30 degrees, 45 degrees and 60 degrees. So when you are reducing, our reduction formulae is either going to be 180 degrees. If I am in, let's say, if I am in quadrant 2, my reduction formula is going to be 180 degrees minus 30, or 180 degrees minus 45, or 180 degrees minus 180 degrees minus 30 minus 60. Otherwise, we are going to have, if it's in quadrant 2, square 3, you're going to have 180 degrees minus 45, 180 degrees plus 45, 180 degrees plus 60. If it's in quadrant number 4, we are going to have 360 degrees minus 30, 360 degrees minus 45, and 360 degrees minus 60. Now you may see where we will see where our angles fall. I am going to give you an example. So this is quadrant 2, where sine is positive. This is quadrant 3, where tan is positive. This is quadrant 4, where cos is positive and the rest are negative. Let's take an example. If I have, let's say we have the sine of 150 degrees and we are supposed to reduce it. How do we do it? We are gonna change sine 150. Where is sine 150? In quadrant 2. We are gonna say it's what? Sine 180 degrees. Then you're going to have minus, will it be minus 30 or 45 or 60? For me to get 150, I must subtract 30. It's going to be sine 180 minus 30, which is equals to sine 180 minus in quadrant number 2, where sine is positive. So I'm going to have sine 30 degrees. The question will always say simplify without using a calculator. Without calculator. But for the most part, you can afford not to use a calculator. No, you're gonna afford to use a calculator and not be seen, but you must be smart about it. Like here, sine 30, if I use a calculator, will give me a, sine 30, if I use a calculator, will give me 1/2. So that's fine. Now simplify without a calculator. Let's say we say sine 225 degrees. Then how will I change it? It's going to be what? 225. It's going to be 180 plus. So I'm going to have sine 180 degrees plus. But will it be plus 30, plus 45, or plus 60? For me to get 225, it must be 180 degrees plus 45. Then I say to myself, okay, I'm working with sine, but I'm in the 180 plus quadrant. So I'm in quadrant 3 and sine is, so I'm in this quadrant, sine is negative. So I'm going to have negative sine 45 degrees. I take my calculator. I say sine 45. It gives me root 2/2. Well, root 2/2, now I will know you use the calculator. So I'm going to give you fast tips. When you use the calculator and you get root 2/2, we're now write 1/2. The thing was rationalized. Now, if you The other one that will be tricky with the calculator is root 3 over 3. If you get root 3 over 3, write it as 1 root 3. We are cramming now. The exam is close by. Okay, so now I got a negative sign 45 as root 2 over 2. So I'm going to write it as negative 1 over root 2. Let's take the other one. Let's call this 1, 2, 3. If I have maybe tan 315 degrees. Again, what will I say? I am going to say I 315. Where am I? I'm gonna have tan 315 will be here. Will be in this quadrant. So I'm gonna have tan. What would I say now? Tan 360 minus what? For me to get 315, what must I subtract? Can I subtract 30 or 45 or 60? 45 will do. Then I go 45 degrees. Then what do? 360 minus 45, quadrant 4. How is tan there? Negative. I'm going to have negative tan 45 degrees. If I use a calculator, it gives me 1. No one will know I used a calculator. Be very careful. I keep saying it. Be very careful when you're doing these things. So I'm going to have negative 1. All right. Now, I'm going to stop here. We are not done. Please go to the next lesson. In the next lesson, I will explain further, looking at 90 plus and 90 minus, and we'll also do a complete question.